0057.
Here's your, here's all your stuff. Let's see, order. What is this one?
1300 ring 1315.
All right, we're going to start in just a minute. Did you find it?
I did. It's the last case. Yours doesn't have the order.
It's Extensive Motors. Okay. So I do need this set up, and I don't know why it's not including these folks. And I'm sorry, I'm just having a technical issue. If you can just hang with me for a minute.
So order second here.
Maybe he can get on his phone. So normally I would be able to let you sit there.
There it is.
It wasn't set up ahead of time, but if you could maybe get on your phone. That's it. Let's first see if we have somebody on the other side that's going to be here.
Well, yeah, I'll log on.
Okay, that would be great because I've invited
So that you've got it.
I've invited these. Okay, thank you. All right, let's get started. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the civil bench trial calendar. My name is for March 2nd, 2021. My name is Diane Bessett. I'm the judge presiding over this calendar. Just a minute. I don't have a pad. I guess I'll have to use this. If you'll just have to take better notes than I normally would, Amy. Amy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a pad, so just let me know. I'm good. I don't have to have one,
Okay.
but just so you know.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Let me go through the calendar. A few of the cases came off. IBM Southeast Employees Credit Union versus Kevin Hunter, consent.
Yes, Your Honor, Robert Kanjan on behalf of IBM Southeast Employees, we did submit a consent judgment last evening.
Yes. Is that the only case you have?
That is, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're showing that was consent, so you're free to go.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Citibank versus Delphine Knopf, that also has a consent order. Truist Bank versus Eugene Bebo, that was removed for motion for summary judgment. The next case, Koji Lewis versus Christopher Grooms. Mr. Webb, that's your case. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. My understanding is there are quite a bit of damages. This will take about what, 10, 15 minutes, you think?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, it's a really short calendar, but I think I can probably dispose of most of the other cases and then come back. I see Miss Lewis is on the call. If you can bear with me, I'll come back to you and then I'll be able to take testimony on that.
Thank you.
First Investors versus Matoya Cuff, that's been removed. Wells Fargo versus Melissa Piccirillo, that's been continued for settlement discussions. Republic Finance versus Patrick Amadison.
Yes,
Here
Your
for
Honor.
plaintiff.
Okay.
Yes, the defendant is here, Your Honor.
Okay.
There's a person named Keandria Robinson. who
That's
is
my witness.
Having struggle.
Oh, there's, no, I have,
Okay.
no, this is Sergey Jerome. That's different. Is someone trying to get in? Okay. Well, along those lines, she may have to log out and log back in if she can.
We've resent her the link and stuff.
Okay.
but She's having trouble on it.
Okay. The other thing is, it appears, Mr. Green, that the amount sought is in contention, that defendant submitted quite a bit of evidence. And I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it before this morning, but that indicating that a large amount of the debt has been paid. Did you have a chance to look at that before?
When did he file this?
Let's see, it was a motion for summary judgment filed 2/10.
No, I think that's, yeah, that's right.
He filed a motion for summary judgment?
Yes,
And y'all responded.
with a large amount of attachments of payments he's contending have been made. I'm happy to reset this if you want to take some time to go through what his response is, but I don't know if anything further is owed or not, but I think it's going to take some time because it's quite a bit of documentation attached.
That's fine. That's fine, Judge. Do you think you'll just tell, we filed a response actually, but I don't know, I don't see that it's been docketed.
We have it.
I do have the response.
Okay. So you want to reset this case?
Well, unless, I don't know what your witness was going to testify to is owed, and maybe it's the balance. It doesn't appear, let me just say that the initial amount in the complaint is still owed. Hold on one second, please.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So shut the door.
I do have an updated ledger.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, and well, then maybe let's wait for your witness and maybe I can take testimony.
But
Go ahead.
yeah, unless you want me to speak with the defendant first.
Oh, that would be a great idea. It's Amadasan, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to put you in a breakout room, excuse me, with Mr. Green.
Okay.
What's going to happen is you are going to get an invite that says join, and it'll be breakout room 1.
Okay.
And you're to click on that. And then after you're done speaking to Mr. Green privately, come back into this main room. Okay?
Judge, can
Okay,
I just go through the rest of mine real quick?
Oh, yes. Okay, let's do that first. So just a minute. Let me put to send to BRO. BOR, so dyslexic. Wells Fargo versus Genevieve Goodrich. That's been resolved. Citibank versus Felicia McCrary. That's been resolved. Citibank versus Teresa Sublet. Is that one yours, Daniel?
Yes, Judge, and we've got a consent that she's making payments. If we can continue it, we'll try and submit it to the court.
Ms. Sublet, I see you're on the call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is that correct? You've worked out an agreement with the plaintiff?
Yes, I called and set up a payment plan.
Okay, so they're going to get a consent order. They're going to send it to you. And once you've signed it, they're going to send it to me, and that should resolve the case. Did you have any questions? What was the agreement, Mr. Green?
I don't have it in front of me,
Okay.
Your Honor. I was just told that it was reached.
Okay. Ms. Sublet, what was your understanding of the agreement?
My understanding is that I would make a monthly payment of $115 a month, beginning March 15th.
For how
And
long?
that was going to run, I believe it was 2.5 to 3 years.
Okay. All right. So when you get that consent, sign that. If you're able to pay it off sooner, obviously you can contact them and do that. Or if you find yourself come into some sort of money, sometimes they're willing to take a lesser amount, but you're paying it in a lump sum ahead of time. You know, maybe you're getting a tax refund or something. You might be able to work something out ahead of time, and they usually are amenable to that. If you'd fail to make a payment, though, do not think that it went away. The order you're going to sign most likely says that if you fail to make a payment, they are automatically entitled to a judgment for any outstanding amount, and they will be able to, at that time, go ahead and garnish wages or any other legal way or any way permitted by law, try and collect that. Okay? So
Okay.
I just tell folks, if you find yourself in financial trouble, it's best to reach out to them and let them know and make some new arrangements. Don't just not pay and think because you haven't heard from them, it's gone away. Okay?
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're free to go.
Judge, now I'm ready for the
Yeah,
breakout
that
room.
was
if
your
you like.
last one. All right, so I'm gonna put the two of you in breakout room 1. And when you're finished, come on back and let me know what you've worked out or not.
Thank you. And if my witness does appear, can you send her as well into the breakout
Yes.
room?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You should see something that says join. And
Yes.
click on it.
Okay, yes, I see. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's concludes. I'm gonna go back to Mr. Webb. Oh, he's here. I'm sorry. Thank you. Extensive Motors versus, or in care of Alfred Kanu. And where did, counsel go? Oh, Mr. Amoli. Oh, good morning.
Good morning. I represent Universal Shippers Group,
Okay,
and Mr. Kanu will be the manager for Universal Shippers Group.
okay. And who was the gentleman that was here? It is an attorney. Oh, Jerome, Sergey Jerome, is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me write that.
Yeah.
All right, and you're
I have-
representing the plaintiff?
Yes, I am representing Mr. Bastian.
Okay.
But Mr. Bastian wants to resolve this, and so that's what I would like an opportunity to speak to Mr. Omoli about it. Before
All
we
right, then
move
I can
forward.
put the two of you in a breakout room and you can discuss it. And then if you're able to work something out, come back and let me know. Either way, come back, okay?
All right.
I'm going to send you both to breakout room 2. Mr. Amoli, you'll, excuse me, you'll get a little invite that'll say join. You're to click on that. And when you're finished, come back and speak to me here, okay? Breakout room 2.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Jerome, he looks like he's in, there you go. Thank you. All right. I have one other individual who's listed as K51. Who is that? Is he with your case, Mr. Webb? No? Okay.
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and take your case now that everyone else is chatting. This is the case of Koji Lewis versus Christopher Grooms and John Doe's 1 through 5, case number 20 EV 003015. Is Miss Lewis your only witness?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Lewis, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to swear you in. If I could have you raise your right hand so I can see it. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're to give in this case is the truth and the whole truth?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Webb, your witness.
Your Honor, it looks like I can't see you or anyone else.
Oh,
We can see you.
we do see you. You can't see us?
I can't see you.
You can't see her.
I can't see my client. I can't see anybody.
Oh, you can't.
There might be.
I can hear you.
There might be a video.
Let me go back.
Because we do see you. Happy to say you have your clothes on.
You're not a cat.
You're not a cat. You're not in surgery.
Maybe I need to log out and log back in.
Go ahead. That's fine. You obviously want to
Okay.
be seen and see. So go ahead, log off and log back on. I'll let you back in.
Okay.
What do we think about that doctor that was in surgery?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that too.
You didn't see
I have
that?
no problem with it on a.
Oh, there it is.
but on
Oh.
a medical-
I see you now.
Okay, great. All right, so Miss Lewis has been sworn in. Go ahead and make your case.
Okay. Could you state your name for the court, Ms. Lewis?
Koji Lewis.
And are you the Koji Lewis that filed this particular case, the state of Koji Lewis versus Christopher Grooms?
Yes.
Could you tell the court what, if anything, occurred on June the 8th of 2018?
I was on 285, headed to pick my daughter up from dance class. There was heavy traffic. As I came up on the exit to get off, the traffic was pretty much stopped. And as I came to a stop, I can't remember an exact time frame after I stopped, but I heard tires screeching behind me and looked up, and SUV was slamming into the back of my car, which belonged to Christopher Grooms.
Okay, and after the Mr. Christopher Grooms, did you actually have a collision with Mr. Grooms? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Did you have an accident with Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
After the accident, were you injured?
Yes.
And could you tell the court what were your injuries, the extent of your injuries?
I suffered a concussion as well as bodily injury from pretty much all on the right side of my body, from neck down to my legs.
And were you employed at the time?
Yes.
And after the accident, did you miss time from work?
Yes.
And could you tell the court about your treatment? Did you receive treatment after the accident?
Yes.
You can go through your medical providers. Can you tell us what happened first with the first treatment that you received?
The day of the accident, after the accident, I went to DeKalb Medical Center. And there they did a pregnancy test to make sure that I wasn't pregnant so that I can get an injection. And then that was it. And I also went to, a couple of days later, I went to Emory. And that's where I was diagnosed with a concussion. And I also, I went to other Emory clinics for follow-ups, and there I received treatment as far as following up on the concussion. And they also referred me to radiology to make sure nothing was broken. I went through Southeast Pain, I believe the name has changed, for chiropractic care. I went to, I went a lot of places. I can't really remember all of them.
Okay.
Dr. Denmark for chiropractic care.
Let me stop you. You were provided the list of medical providers that you received medical treatment from in this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And that particular medical provider list was entered as a discovery for this particular case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. And I'm going to go down through each one of the medical providers if it would make things easier. The Emory Clinic, where you received $1,478 in medical treatment, what was that for?
Well, I went to several Emory clinics, so I'm not exactly sure. One Emory clinic I was going to, like I said, for considered as the primary care. Another Emory clinic I was going to for therapy. Another Emory clinic is where I went for radiology.
Okay.
And then also another Emory clinic, I was seeing a neurologist.
Okay. You also went to CEP America and Southeast Pain and Rehab, is that correct?
Yes. That's
And what did you go to South?
that was the first chiropractor that I was seeing.
And did you have to go to multiple chiropractors?
Yes.
And what was the reasons for that?
Because I wasn't getting any better. I guess they only allow so much time to see improvement. And so I was referred to another chiropractor, which was Dr. Denmark.
Okay. And is Dr. Denmark over at Sparland Healthcare?
Yes.
Okay. And you had some MRIs done at Elite Radiology of Georgia, is that correct?
Yes.
That amount totaled $3,900, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you went to Buckhead Spine Specialist and Accident Center for physical therapy and for medical treatment, is that correct?
Yes.
And I knew that the bill there totaled $18,587. Can you tell the court what was the treatment that you received from those medical providers?
Okay, just a minute. Can you, I'm showing Buckhead Spine Specialist a different amount. Are you saying, how much is that again?
$18,587. We received a combined bill from them for both of the physical therapy and the other medical services that she received.
Okay.
Ms. Lewis, as a result of this particular accident, you had lost wages, is that correct?
Yes.
And you submitted a affidavit in this case. Is the facts contained in your affidavit correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in your affidavit, you indicated that you were out of lost wages of $19,588.80.
Yes.
All right. You also received.
Can you tell me how long she was out of work, what she does and so forth?
Tell the court what type of work you were involved with prior to the accident.
I am a veterinary assistant.
So you worked as a veterinary assistant at what was the employer?
At Banfield.
Banfield Pet Hospital. Okay. And how long were you out from work?
A year and a month.
Okay. And during that time, what was your wages? You were paid on an hourly rate.
Yes.
Was that $17.49 per hour?
Yes.
And the other numbers that are listed in your affidavit, you work 40 hours per week, is that correct?
Yes.
And in your affidavit, when it was done, you indicated that you missed over 1,120 hours of work. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that total your loss of wages at $19,588.80?
Yes.
Okay.
Were you terminated from your position as a result of this accident?
Yes.
And are you requesting or asking the court to grant you the lost wages that you sustained as a result?
Yes.
Now, you also had medical treatment at Ortho Sport and Spine in the amount of $12,365.70. Can you tell the court what was that for?
There I received there they did an injection in my neck to try to help with the pain.
Okay. And you had other chiropractic treatment?
Not really.
Okay, you don't recall the extent of it? Let me ask you this so that the court can get a clear picture. Are you back to yourself even from this accident, even from 2 years ago?
Not completely, but I'm getting there.
Okay. You also paid some co-pays when you went to Elite Radiology in the amount of $562.50. That's indicated by the credit card payments that you made when you went in to Elite Radiology. Are you asking the court to grant you that as well?
Yes.
And in this case, it appears based on the totals that we presented to the court with each medical provider and the lost wages and fees that you've received in this case, you're asking the court to grant the combined total of $78,359.11. Is that correct?
Yes.
Sorry, say that number again, 78,000.
$359.11.
Okay. All right. I have a few questions. Is this an appropriate time to ask them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did we lose Miss Lewis?
No, she's,
No,
Oh, I'm
she's still
sorry, you're
here.
right in the middle. You moved. So I've got item 6 on your complaint, financial asset management services. Could you tell me what that is?
I'm sorry, I don't have the paper in front of me, so I'm not.
Okay. Mr. Webb, do you
Financial,
asset management
is
services?
that in the actual complaint?
Yes.
Okay, in the complaint, the financial asset management, it was referred to a collection agency.
Are you still seeking that?
We put it back under the initial medical provider for purposes of the hearing.
Okay. And then you also had global financing. Is that similar?
Global financing, my client had to take out a loan during the time that she was out from work.
Okay. And I'm assuming then the Banfield lien, that's from her previous employer, some money that she owes.
Yes,
Okay. And then also on here, you had damages to plaintiff's vehicle. Are you seeking that or not?
we're not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Do you have questions, Amy?
I'm good. I just need to know if they want pain and suffering.
Oh, I'm assuming you're asking for pain and suffering.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you want to, was there an amount you were going to recommend or?
Your Honor, in this particular case, as my client has testified, she's still not back to normal after this incident. And she's been out, she was terminated from her job as a result of having to go to multiple medical providers. We're asking the court to grant her $25,000 in pain and suffering.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. Webb?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Lewis, is there anything further that you wanted to say to me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. We usually just take these under advisement. I think the amounts requested are quite reasonable under circumstances, and we'll probably issue a judgment today or tomorrow. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lewis. You're free to go.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Green, are you with us?
I'm here, Your Honor.
I'm alive, Judge, in here.
Okay.
Of course. Judge, Mr.
Madison.
Sorry, yes.
Madison.
Yeah.
He has not had a chance to review our response to his motion. He would like time to do that. I told him that was fine, especially because we're having some, I know Ms. Robinson's here, but if the court would, I guess he's requesting that. I'm not objecting to you continuing it for him to see our response. And if we need to file anything to supplement that, then I think we would do that.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and reset.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
You know, Mr. Green informed me that he only filed the response just, I think, Thursday or Friday of last week.
It was on February 25th. That's correct.
Yes, and I've not had a chance to, what is before you, Your Honor, is the fact that they admitted that what I
Wait a
owe.
minute, I'm sorry, Mr. Patrick, but
Yeah.
I told you that I'm fine not objecting to you continuing the case, but now you're starting to argue the case. So if you want to argue the case, we need to do that today. But if you would like to, like you said, have time to review our response, which you claim you didn't receive, I told you that was fine. But that's,
Okay.
do you understand that that's what you're requesting?
Okay, I mean, yeah, that'll be fine, but,
All right, we will reset this to our next calendar. It'll probably be next month. So if you folks can take the time, sir, to Mr. Amadasan to review the responses, and maybe you and Mr. Green might talk between now and then. And if you're able to work something out, obviously you can submit a consent and we'll take it off the calendar. Otherwise, we'll see you next month, and I'll be happy to take testimony from all sides. Okay?
Your Honor.
Judge,
Your
can I
Honor,
just,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, Your Honor, please, I'll be out, I'll be in London in April. So if we cannot do anything now, can you put it sometime towards end of May, because I will not be back to the US till end of May.
Your Honor,
you
I
know
don't
what?
mind
Okay,
doing that
it's gonna
because
be
I
May
have a
anyway.
feeling- I have a
Okay,
feeling he's,
okay. All
I
right,
have a feeling he'll be filing a response in response. So I would
Okay.
imagine that we would continue to do that. And I know that, Ms. Robinson, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so do you understand what's going on as well?
Yes.
Okay,
So we've already sent out notices for our April calendar, so it will be May, and we'll hear testimony at that time. Thank you. You're all free to go.
thank you, Your Honor.
thank you.
Thank you. Mhm.
All right, now I've
Thanks.
got, she admitted to the debt, Ms. Sublet. Extensive Motors versus Universal Shippers. Where are we at on that?
Judge.
Mr.
Your Honor,
Jerome?
Yes, Your Honor, we both have discovery that we want to receive from each other that we need to complete. So we are going to request a reset so we can do that. If we can get 60 days, I think that should be enough.
What if we put what if we sent them a case management?
Judge,
Make a regular case if they want.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
that's partially incorrect. The defendant has a discovery outstanding. It's my understanding that the plaintiff intends to respond to the discovery from the defendant, but in addition to that, also procure their own sets of discovery. We're not going to object to that, and that's the situation of the case. But our discovery is already overdue.
So I'm going to have you folks enter into a regular case management order that'll give you a little longer for discovery. And then everyone will be able to conduct whatever inquiries they need to, and then we'll see you back here in 6 months or less. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
May I be excused?
51.
I don't know who K51 is.
I think K51 is my client, Mr.
Oh, okay. He's been watching. Okay, thank you very much. All right, that concludes